Hey my Liptons, so before I start this video, I put this in my community tab, but there's a Netflix recommendation that I have for you guys. So this movie is getting a lot of backlash, and I really want you guys to go and watch this film. It's called Farha. It is a Palestinian based film. So I don't want to give too much detail, but I will say this: don't feed into the propaganda or the the sensationalization about what's going on in the news. Just watch the film. It's based on a true story. And yeah. Okay, so on to my video. So I put this poll up and I told you guys to vote. And I said, okay, do you guys want to watch underrated TV shows, Vampire Diaries, original ships, politics, yada yada. So you guys chose 3. And obviously the one that won was Vampire Diaries and original ships. So at first I thought that y'all guys would be kind of tired of like the Vampire Diaries talk and the originals talk, but I guess you guys aren't. So I'm gonna do Vampire Diaries today, and I think I'll do underrated TV shows tomorrow, because I right now when it comes to politics, I'm really trying to, I'm at my peace mode. Like, I'm trying to get all negative energy out of my system. So yeah, so I'll do underrated TV shows tomorrow. So for today's video, it's gonna be on Stefan and his lies. Basically, Stefan and his lies, and how Klaus told y'all so. So basically the title of this video is going to be Stefan lied to Klaus, and this is how he lied to Klaus. Okay, in the originals, right? And I'm gonna put the link in my description box below for you guys to see what I'm talking about, because initially I was going to play the clip for you guys, but I don't want to get like a copyright strike, because the last time when I did that, like for a wrestling video, I had a copyright strike, and I'm not trying to go through that again. So I'll just put the clip in the description box below, under my description box. So it was a situation where there was a crossover between Vampire Diaries and the originals, right? And this was in season 3 of the originals, and this was season 7 of Vampire Diaries. So Stefan came to New Orleans because he was getting chased, and the vampire hunter Reina Cruz wanted to kill him and all vampires, basically. So Stefan was marked by Reina Cruz on his chest. So obviously he comes to New Orleans, he runs into Klaus, he tells Klaus the whole 1-9 about what's going on in New Orleans. So, and what's going on in Mystic Falls and everything like that, how Klaroline had her baby and how he's with Klaroline now, which is, I still hate Klaroline. So Klaus was just like, okay, like, Stefan, like, you're here right now, but mind you, Stefan didn't tell Klaus the truth that he was marked by Reina Cruz, the vampire hunter. So Klaus is just like, hey, like, you're here, and then yet you say that Klaroline is your, you love Klaroline and everything, but why aren't you with her in Mystic Falls when she just had her children? Why are you here in New Orleans? So then Stefan was like, oh, I'm just trying to hide from my brother. My brother is driving me crazy, da da da. So you already know Klaus. Klaus, he doesn't believe that kind of bullshit. So Klaus then sees that Stefan is bleeding from his chest. So he rips the shirt, and he sees the mark, and he says, oh my God, like, this is the mark of Reina Cruz, the vampire hunter. You mean to tell me you led this woman all the way to New Orleans knowing that this woman killed so many vampires? Like, he was so mad at Stefan. So whatever, fast forward, he ends up forgiving him, yada yada yada. So he's like, you know what, Stefan, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna go get you something to cover the mark for a little bit of time. So while they were in the car, right, and this is where the clip is. When they were in the car, Klaus told Stefan, asked Stefan, he was like, oh, like, do you love Klaroline? Like, what's going on? Because you already know Klaus loves Klaroline with all his heart. Like, that's his girl. So Stefan was like, oh, why are you asking? Like, why? You still got feelings for her? You still got feelings for her? So then Klaus was just like, oh, you know what, at the end of the day, I already got woman problems with my baby mama and Cammy, who's like a doormat to me. So Yeah, I don't, I can't really bring Caroline into my situation right now because I don't want to do that to her. So Klaus was like, okay, well, maybe the reason why you have that Rainer cruise scarred you or marked you is because you were probably protecting Caroline, right? That's why you got the mark, right? Like you were protecting Caroline because Caroline is worth risking our lives for it. Stefan gonna go be like, oh no, I didn't get this mark for risking my life for Caroline. I risked my life for Damon, my brother. So then Klaus, you should have seen Klaus's look. He looked at Stefan. He was like, bitch, you mean to tell me you got yourself marked by a vampire hunter for your brother? So he was like, Klaus was like, Stefan, then break up with Caroline. He said, break it off, hang it up flat screen. We're not doing this. Break it up, because at the end of the day, if you're going to risk your life for your brother and not for Caroline, that means you're willing to risk everything good that you had with Caroline for your brother. And Klaus was speaking out of experience too, because he was like, listen, Elisha has been doing the same thing for me for a millennium. So I can't really see the pattern right now. I'm going to need you to let Caroline go. Let it be. Don't break her heart. And he was telling her this. He was warning Stefan about this. He was like, you're going to keep risking your life for Damon. It seems like you love Damon more than you love Caroline right now, Stefan. So we go to the end of the episode, and Stefan is like, oh, Klaus, I gotta go back now. I gotta, I think it's a little bit safe for me to go back. So then Stefan was like, oh, well, I guess, I shouldn't be too optimistic to say we wouldn't see each other again, da 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 da. And then Klaus was like, oh, well, that depends. Are you gonna do the right thing? Okay? Are you gonna do right by Caroline? So then Stefan tried to act dumb. He was like, oh, what do you mean am I trying to do right by who? But obviously I know you're not talking about my brother. So and then Klaus was like, clearly you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Caroline. So then Stefan was like, oh, I love her. And I know you loved her once. And right then and there, I was like, Stefan, clearly you see Klaus asking about Caroline for like 2 straight days. What makes you think that he has loved her once? He still loves her. Like, what? Like, so Stefan is like, oh, I'll do right by her. You don't have to worry, da 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 da. So then Klaus was just like, oh yeah, you better. Because if I hear anything, I'm going to come whoop your ass. Obviously, he didn't say that. I'm just putting my own little twang to it. So Stefan leaves. And here's my thing. Here's why I say that Stefan lied to Klaus. Because obviously, when you go to season 8, you'll see at the end, literally on the same day he got married to Caroline, Stefan ended up risking his life for Damon yet again, for the sake of whatever, the world, humanity, whatever the hell, because season 8 was like a blur. Like, that whole season was terrible. But yeah, he risked his life again for Damon. So it's just like, and mind you, he left Caroline widowed on the same day of her wedding day. So she was a wife and a widow on the same day. So I'm just like, wow, Stefan, you really lied to Klaus. And listen, we all have to lie to Klaus, because Klaus is a crazy maniac person who will kill anybody, with a snap of a finger. So I think that, and this is why, I'm sorry, y'all, I had to keep honest. This is why I'm team Klaus and Caroline, because I feel like Klaus, let's be very clear. The reason why Klaus went to New Orleans, and he kept begging Caroline too. He was like, girl, just come with me, just come with me, just come with me. She was like, oh, I got college, I got this, I got that. She was so annoying at that time. So, and that's why I'm team Klaus and Caroline, because it's just like, Stefan, like, come on, fam. Like, even Klaus has saved Caroline multiple times when he was in Vampire Diaries. Like, come on, Stefan. It's like, I feel like Stefan, his relationship to his brother was giving Targaryen tease, honestly. It was giving incest tease, because like the way you loved your brother was just way too much. Like, the fact that you put your brother above your wife, who you married the same day, and then you widowed at the same day. Wow. And this just proves that Stefan and Caroline weren't meant to be. And I have to be honest, Stefan and Caroline are not meant to be, which is why he is dead. Stefan is dead. You know, at least Klaus went out honorably. You know, he sacrificed his life for his daughter, you know. So I hope in the afterlife, you know, Klaus is going after Stefan and you know, trying to kick his ass over there. But, and that's why I feel like Stefan was better for Elena. I'm team Stelena and I'm team Klaroline. Because once you start mixing, matching, and trying to experiment with different couples, there's the shit that happens. Okay? So, and even the writers, and clearly the writers didn't believe in it because the shit ended in what? One episode? With the marriage? You know? And then even before that, when it came to the relationship, you had Klaroline talking about, Stefan, you're still in love with the girl that took away your virginity, and then it was just a whole thing. And then with the children, it added an extra layer. So, like I said before in my original videos about Stefan and Klaroline, the relationship wasn't meant to be. It is what it is. Either way, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys think that Stefan lied to Klaus, which he did. He definitely did lie to Klaus. He said that he would put Klaroline first, which he lied again. He put Damon first. So, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Yeah, and tell me what underrated show you guys want me to review for my next video. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.